The word projection comes from the Latin word projectare. Broken down, pro means forward, combined with the Latin word jectare, coming from aicere, which means to throw. To thrust forward. The notion is to cast forward in the mind. The idea of projection goes back to ancient Greece with the discovery of the camera obscura. The first overhead projector was invented in 1870 by French optician Jules Debisque, along with physicist Edmond Becquerel. Originally called the Viewgraph. So this is actually a newer model of projector. It's the 825 overhead projector by 3M. This one features a closed head assembly. Which basically means that both the lens and the mirror are completely enclosed. Most of these overhead projectors work by having a bulb in there, usually a halogen bulb. But older models have a tubular quartz bulb. Then you have a thin sheet of glass here. Then what the user does is puts a transparency, also known as a view foil, with an imagery and or writing on it. It then goes up, hits a mirror in here, and then projects onto the wall. Overhead projectors were used in World War II to train groups of U.S. soldiers, but they truly took over as a visual aid in the classroom in the 1960s. This was at a time that there was a large investment into new technologies for schools and educational purposes. It was because of the political climate and the space race. It was imperative to portray a narrative of intellectual and technological strength. Roger Appledorn and his team, employed by 3M, created the projector as we know it today. This is because they manufactured Fresnel lenses, a new type of lens that allowed for cheaper manufacturing of projectors. Because of this, they were more widely distributed. 3M, in addition to this, already printed educational materials on view foils as well, to be distributed with the projectors. Overhead projectors were often used in tandem with devices like the film strip projectors and mimeograph copies. This created a far different picture of a classroom compared to decades before. Overhead projectors like these were used until the early to mid-2000s. 3M discontinued production of overhead projectors and parts in 2013. The overhead projector was then replaced in the classroom with newer counterparts. These were computer-based projections, like the document cameras and 3D ceiling projectors. This piece of technology offers a tactileness, sandwiched somewhere between chalkboards and smartboards, in that point just before we are swallowed by the digital world. but there is nothing more human than trying to lend information to others. We huddled around fires once and told tales, fables that helped teach lessons. We gathered around candles and read the good words. We sit in classrooms or in an electric light, projecting images in hopes of passing on the correct information. That idea stays the same even if the object that we create to do so changes. There is a Greek proverb I once read that states, "A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they will never sit." It is interesting to bear witness to objects we create to try to achieve that.